very cool in here. Cool temperature and cool as in cool. This morning, I'm at Silver Mine Park in Peckway Township, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and we're going to be checking out the geology trail that is here. If you're interested in learning more about it, there's a detailed download that you can get on their website. I'll put that in the description section, and I have it on my phone, so you can download it or you can print it off, however is best for you. So I'm anxious to check out this trail and see what's happening back here. For my wildlife viewers, I just want to mention that geology isn't separate from the animals I usually film. It's actually the foundation of everything. Every bird and every plant and animal that I film in the valley here is here because of what's underneath it. The rock types determine the soil determines the plants, and the plants determine which animals are going to be here. Geology shapes everything. So as I mentioned, the kiosk has information about the Peckway Silver Mine right here at this kiosk, and there's also a map of the area showing you the trails. And I'm going to take this trail right here and see where it takes me. It's a beautiful spring morning. It's about 56 degrees Fahrenheit. Beautiful morning songs of the birds. I want to give a shout out to my friend Bonnie. She actually told me about this place, and it's only 15 minutes from my house. So I've been living in Lancaster for 1 year now, and I've never been here before. So according to the guide, this is an old lime kiln. It's a two-kiln structure typical of those that dotted the region in the 1800s and early 1900s. Show you the side of it here again. So this is stop number 2, the entrance to the mine at it. The entrance is now closed by an iron gate for safety purposes. The mine begins in the back. The mine begins in the back black phyllite of the Conestoga Formation and heads directly toward the main hinge of the old fold, suggesting that the mining engineer knew exactly what he was doing. So now we're at the start of the main part of the geology walk trail. Of course, even though I'm on a geology trail exploration, I still stop to look for wildlife. I do wonder about geology, but I wonder more about nature. So now we're above stop number 2. Goes two different ways, so I'm going to head over to the right. Wow, it's really cool back here. And here's number 3. This number 3 is labeled open cut by the gopher hole. Gopher hole being in quotations. The next stops, number 3 through 8, follow the ore veins through several folds as they crop out of the valley wall. Okay, so I'm going to continue on to number 4. Lots of nice big pieces of quartz. There's another one of those gopher holes. Wow, that's pretty cool. It's number 4. So number 4 is a mine tunnel at the crest of the first anticline. So the trail goes down through this little tunnel. So I'm going to go check it out. It's very cool in here. Cool temperature and cool as in cool. It is a little steep right here. Use my tripod as a walking stick sometimes when needed. I do want to mention, if you weren't into going through that little tunnel, there is a path on the side where you can come up without going into the tunnel. Old mine tunnels like this don't just tell a human story, they also tell a wildlife story. Stable temperatures year-round, protected from the environment and weather, are great places for wildlife, like especially bats. I'm not sure if any bats actually live in this tunnel, but it is a great area for bats. So, like I mentioned, geology is about wildlife too. Just looking at this old sycamore tree that's right growing over the tunnel. Just imagine the history that it's been part of. Looks like a great place for frogs or toads or snakes to hang out, basking in the sun. Now we're going to head on to number 5. stopping along the way just to look for snakes or any other herps that might be hanging out. I hate when these sticks are curved like that, looking like a little tiny snake. Let me know if you've ever made that mistake. Okay, so here's number 5. Gentle south limb of the anticline. The old miners were clearly removing the vein quartz at this level to leave the rock face. On the other side of the path to the east are mine dumps of waste rock removed from the excavations. It's all overgrown, so we can't see the other side of the trail here. Definitely want to come back out here again, especially when the seasons change and the leaves drop. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's amazing I've never been here before, having lived in the area for about a year, a little over a year now. There's so many natural areas in Lancaster County, it's wonderful. There's a handrail here, that's handy. No pun intended. Okay, and here we have number 6. It says if you look carefully at the outcrop, a dip of the layers to the north can be seen, a reversal from the previous 2 stops. This indicates that we have crossed the bottom of the fold. The rocks are the same contact of the upper ore level that we've been following since stop 4. Interesting. Number 7 says, this large exposure shows the veins at the contact of the upper ore zone. Dips to the north indicate we are still on the same limb of a fold as stop number 6. So I'm going to go back down this trail. I'm not going up, it was blocked. So I'm anxious to see if it indeed continues on the Geology trail or if it does not. I just noticed a beautiful section of quartz right over here. You hear some people talking and equipment ahead. I'm not sure if it's going to be where I'm going. I'm going. And here's number 8. So I am going the right way. Wonderful. Number 8 is the reversed dip on the other side of the anticline. This exposure is in the trench cut down over the hill. It is poorly exposed, but the same tract, I guess it should be, of the upper ore zone was once traceable from stop 7 over the top. Okay. So we're back out into the parking lot area where we first started. The informational kiosk is right over there. And to get to stop number 9, we have to go out onto the road. So I'm going to see if it's safe enough to walk along the side of the road to get to stop number 9. It seems like we're fine here. There's a grassy strip after we get across this section. As I mentioned earlier, this is a windy road, so definitely be careful if you're going to check out stop number 9. Looks like it's just ahead here. Here we are at stop number 9. The large limestone boulders sticking out of this outcrop started from the vicinity of Lancaster. They're part of the thick beds of a limestone bank, the edge of which collapsed and slid down into the deeper water of the submarine slope to become interbedded with the Conestoga Foundation. I've included a link in the description for more in-depth information about this area and the trail, so be sure to check it out. Just a reminder, if you want to check out stop number 9, be careful along the road. There's one short section where you have to walk on the road. I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Geology Trail. If you've made it this far, thanks for completing the tour. Let me know if you've ever been through a mine tunnel. Thanks for watching.